Okay, so hello, grade 10. Welcome to our next lesson, Natural Selection and the Idea of Evolution. I am Sir Wawi, your ever curious science buddy. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe para lagi kang updated sa mga susunod pa nating science lesson. At good news mga anak, grade 10. Okay, so malapit na tayong matapos. Ayan po, so dalawang lesson na lamang at tayo ay tapos na. Hopefully, marami tayong natutunan ngayong term 1. Okay, so let's start. So for our learning competency, use information from secondary sources to describe natural selection as the primary mechanisms or mechanism driving evolutionary change. Of course, this topic mga anak is an introduction on the theory of evolution. Okay, so kumbaga pag-uusapan natin dito what is the driving force. Okay, on the theory of evolution, how animals or plants or all organisms evolve through time. And one of the reason is the natural selection. So, ano ba kaya yung tinatawag nating natural selection? Ano? So, yun yung ating aalamin ngayon. Medyo mahaba yung ating discussion pero isa lang yung ipo-point out natin ngayon. Ano yung natural selection? Okay, so for our learning objectives, define evolution and natural selection, explain how natural selection drives evolutionary change, describe how organisms adapt to their environment, use information from secondary sources to explain evolution, and then appreciate the importance of biodiversity and adaptation. Okay, so for our sort of review, kumbaga parang introductory review kasi nga 'di ba? From homeostasis, bigla tayong jump dito. Ano po? So, kumbaga is parang wala tayong naging basis previously. But, okay, this topic is connected to the topics you have discussed when you are in grade 9. So, anyway, for our instruction, so why do organisms change? Bakit ba nagbabago ang mga organism? So, read each question and choose the correct answer or fill in the blank. Why do giraffes have long necks? So nakakita na ba kayo ng giraffe? So mostly sa pictures, sa TV. But the question is, bakit mahaba yung kanilang leeg or yung necks? Okay, so to swim better, para makalangoy sila ng maayos. To reach tall trees for food. Okay, to scare predators or to run faster. So what do you think is the reason for this? Correct. To reach tall trees for food. So may mga reason. Ano may reason pala kung bakit mahaba yung leeg ng mga giraffe. Okay. So second, polar bears have thick white fur mainly to attract mates, to blend in and stay warm in cold places. When I say to blend in, kumbaga para magkaroon sila ng same color. 'Di ba sa snow, sa mga uh, an Arctic Circle, okay, 'di ba? Ang ano dun is glaciers. So yung kanilang balahibo nagbe-blend in dun sa environment ano. Okay, so to help them fly, make them faster. Okay, so the correct answer here is letter B. Ano? So meron silang thick white fur para maka-blend in sa environment, stay warm in cold places. Maka-blend in, is it important? Okay, yes, it's important mga anak. Ano, kaya nagbe-blend in sila sa environment, nakakatulong yun sa kanila para, okay, maging successful sila when it comes to, okay, hunting. Okay, 'di ba? Para makakuha sila ng food, makapag-hunt sila ng ayos. Okay. Next, antibiotic resistance in bacteria happens because okay, A, bacteria learn new skills. Dito sa tanong, yung may mga bacteria daw na nagiging resistant okay, sa mga antibiotics. Let's say, sa mga iniinom nating antibiotics or ginalalagay nating mga gamot. Okay, so bakit may mga bacteria daw na nagiging resistant or hindi namamatay ng antibiotics na? Okay. A. Bacteria learn new skills. May natutunan silang bagong skills. Letter B. Bacteria evolve over time. Or C. Antibiotics make them stronger instantly. And D. Bacteria never change. Actually dito, letter B, ano? Bacteria evolve over time. Okay, so pag may nakikita tayo mga what do you call this commercial, 'di ba? 99% na napatay yung bacteria, may natira pa. So yung mga surviving bacteria kumbaga they evolve. Okay? Kumbaga they evolve, they become resistant to those antibiotics. And eventually those traits will be passed on the new generation of bacteria. Kaya in some cases, pag umiinom na tayo ng antibiotics, wala nang talab kasi resistant na yung mga bacteria, kilala na nila yon. So, ang tendency, tinataasan natin sometimes ng dosage or yung mga doctor, they tend to think of another antibiotic na hindi pa kilala ng bacteria para sila makill. Okay, so may mga antibiotic resistance na bacteria. Okay, kasi nga, ang bawat organism ay nag-e-evolve, nagbabago through time. Okay, at yun ang ating titingnan. Bakit sila nagbabago? And the best answer for that is for them to, letter S, to survive. Kasi pag walang changes mga anak, okay, anong mangyayari sa atin? Possible. Okay, ma-extinct tayo. Kaya kailangan nating magbago over time. Magbago to adapt in the new environment. Even tayo mga anak, tayo mga tao ngayon, nagbabago tayo. Why? Our planet is getting warmer. Okay. Umiinit ng umiinit. But our body, di ba? Our body, okay, tend to adapt on that environment for us to survive. Okay, hindi naman instantly na lahat tayo makakasabay. Makakasabay in that temperature. May mga madededs, may magso-survive. At yung mga nagso-survive na yan, they are the stronger fighter and their genes will be passed on the next generation. Okay. So, pag-uusapan natin ngayong araw na ito, okay, na ang idea in our environment is kung sino yung mga magaling mag-adapt, magbago, sila yung may chance na mag-survive at sila yung may chance na maging marami sa environment. Yung mga hindi naman marunong mag-adapt, magbago, sila yung mawa-wipe out sa environment. Okay, so learn to change. So for our activity number 1, understanding evolution. Define evolution and explain how it leads to the diversity of life on Earth. Read each statement carefully, write true or false, then give a short explanation for your answer. Okay, so understanding evolution. So, what is evolution, mga anak? So, evolution is the gradual change in living things over a very long period of time, usually across many generations. Okay, so pag narinig natin yung word na evolution, it pertains the word change, pagbabago. Okay, pagbabago sa mga organism kung saan ito ay nangyayari not in a short period of time, but in a long period of time. Okay, at sabi pa dyan, usually across many generations. Okay, these changes do not happen in just one lifetime. Instead, they happen slowly as organisms adapt to their environment. And one of the best example here is yung ating mga aso. Okay, so we believe that dogs evolve or yung kanilang ancestor is wolf. Okay, they evolved from wolf, di ba? So wolf, tingnan natin, ang dami na nating variations ng aso ngayon. Okay, at yung mga changes na yan, hindi yan nangyari. Okay, in just one period of time. Na let's say yung aso, yung wolf na dinala natin sa isang lugar, nagbago agad. No, hindi po yun nangyari, nagganon agad. Okay, they evolve through generations depending on what and how they survive in that environment. Okay, so next, because of evolution, living things today are very diverse. Dahil sa evolution, ang mga organisms ngayon, iba't iba na. Minsan may magkakapares na organism, pero iba yung mga characteristics and abilities. This means there are millions of different plants, animals, and microorganisms on Earth. Each one has unique features that help them survive in their own environment. Okay. Another thing, mga anak, familiar kayo since tayo ay taga Batangas City. Okay, alam naman natin yung isdang tawilis, 'di ba? Tawilis. Okay. So yung tawilis natin mga anak is ah ang paniniwala natin is ito'y isda na nabubuhay sa salt water. Okay, sa salt water. So ang nangyari nung pumutok yung ating bulkang Taal, okay, nakagawa ng lake, another lake diyan, na-isolate sila. Okay, na-isolate sila. Okay, from salt water, syempre nagkaroon ng lake. Okay, naging fresh water or brackish, ang ating pinakatubig diyan sa Taal. Okay, so hindi naman instantly lahat ng na-isolate noon na tawilis nag-survive, nabuhay or let's say nag-survive. Possible madami sa kanila yung namatay, pero may mga natira. At yung mga natira na yon, sila yung lumaban. Okay, sila yung nagparami. At yung ability nila, okay, kung paano sila nag-survive is naipasa nila, okay, sa mga sunod nilang generations. Okay, and that's one of the best example of evolution. Okay. Kasi kung hindi nag-adapt yung tawilis, okay, from salt to fresh water, eh sila ay anong nangyari sa kanila? Ibig sabihin, mawa-wipe out sila kung hindi sila nag-adapt. Pero may mga nag-survive. Okay. Best example yun. Okay, next. For example, another example, we have giraffes have long necks to reach food, and polar bears have thick white fur to survive in cold places. These are result of long-term changes over time. Okay, so true or false muna tayo. Ano po? Ayan. So, evolution means organism change instantly in one lifetime. Agad-agad ba yung pagbabago? Makikita din ba agad natin? Okay, it's false. Ano po? So evolution happens slowly over many generations, not in just one lifetime. Okay, evolution happens over many generations. Yes, it's true. It happens over many generations. So changes build up gradually across many generations of organism. Evolution helps explain why there are many different kinds of living things on Earth. True. Okay, so yung ating tinatawag na evolution leads to diversity because organisms adapt to different environments over time. Okay, only humans can evolve. Tao lang ba yung nagbabago? It's false. Ano? So, all living organisms, including animals, plants, and bacteria can evolve. Evolution is a slow and gradual process. Mabagal ba to? Yeah, it's true. Okay. It takes a long time for small changes to accumulate and become noticeable. Okay. So why is evolution important in understanding the diversity of life on Earth? Bakit mahalaga yung ating concept ng evolution to understand the diversity of life on Earth? Okay. So evolution is important because it explains how living things change over time and why there is a wide variety of organisms on Earth today. Kasi kung walang evolution in science, okay, wala ding mga variation ng organisms ngayon. Okay, nagbago yung mga organisms na yan because they want to survive and that their ability is the required standard for them to survive in their particular environment. Okay, next. So, activity number 2, who am I? Identify Charles Darwin as the scientist who proposed natural selection and describe how his observation contributed to the theory of evolution. Okay, so who proposed natural selection? Sino ba yung nag-propose niyan? So, ang nag-propose niyan si Charles Darwin, okay, known for proposing the theory of evolution by natural selection. This theory explains how organisms change over time based on traits, okay, that help them survive and reproduce in their environment. Okay, so Darwin developed his ideas after a famous journey on a ship called the HMS Beagle. Okay, so yung idea ni Darwin about natural selection and the theory of evolution, okay, ay na-finalize nila or na-develop niya on his journey, okay, on HMS Beagle. During his voyage, okay, or yung travel niya, he observed different plants and animals in various places around the world na na-visit niya or nadaanan nila. He noticed that organisms in different environments had different features that help them survive. Ang napansin ni Darwin, okay, dun sa mga organisms na sa mga lugar na puntahan niya, meron iba't ibang katangian, okay, or mga characteristics ito para sila ay mag-survive. Okay, so these observations help him from the idea that nature selects the best adapted organisms to survive and pass on their traits to the next generation. So, elaborate ko lang. Ano bang nangyari noon? Ano po? Okay, so bago natin maintindihan mga anak yung idea ng natural selection, kailangan muna nating makilala, okay, kilalanin si Charles Darwin. Okay, kung paano ba siya nag-travel on HMS Beagle, ano po.
So, noong 1831 mga anak, is-short ko na lang 'tong kwento ko 'to, kuwentong ito, ito'y lagi kong naaalala lang. Noong 1831, si Charles Darwin, okay, ang age pa lang niya noon, let's say, is 22, okay, 22 years old. Hindi pa siya sikat noon na scientist mga anak that time. So, si Charles Darwin that time, isa lamang siyang batang naturalist na mahilig mag-obserba, mag-list ng mga halaman, mga hayop, mga bato, mga fossil. Kumbaga, yun yung kanyang parang hobby. Nagli-list lang siya. Ano po? So, one day, naimbitahan si Charles Darwin na sumakay sa barko na ang pangalan ng barko ay HMS Beagle. Okay, ang pangunahing misyon ng barko na yon is or nung ship na yun is di ka dati naman mahilig mag-voyage talaga to discover territories, new recipes. Okay, yung mga yun ang pinaka pangunahin, di ba dati? So, yung pangunahing mission dati ng barko na yon ay gumawa ng mapa. Okay, gumawa ng mapa para baybayin ang buong South America. Okay, pero si Charles Darwin, yung trip na yon ay parang chance na din niya na makalist pa siya ng mga iba't ibang organism na makikita doon sa iba't ibang lugar na mapupuntahan nila. So yung travel ni Charles Darwin na halos 5 taon from 1831 kasi yun to 1836. Okay, so every places na nabivisit ni Darwin, nangongolekta si Darwin ng mga halaman, mga hayop, mga bato, and even fossil. And then, very siya, detailed na inililist niya yun, nire-record niya lahat-lahat ng kanyang mga na-observe. So, isa sa pinakamahalagang places na napuntahan ni Charles Darwin mga anak ay yung tinatawag nating Galapagos Island na makikita ngayon sa Ecuador. So, dito napansin kasi doon ni Charles Darwin, okay, yung mga finches. Finches. Mga ibon ito mga anak, mga ibon. Itong mga ibon na to, para-parehas naman. Para-parehas sila yung mga ibon na to. Pero ang napansin ni Darwin, para-parehas yung mga ibon, pero iba-iba ang shape ng mga beak. Ipapakita ko sa inyo later. Bakit sabi ni Darwin, napa-question siya? Pare-parehas ng mga ibon, pero iba't iba yung shape ng beak. How does it happen? Kumbaga pare-parehas na Pilipino, pero iba-iba yung shape ng ilong. Kumbaga gano'n, 'di ba? So, napaisip si Darwin, bakit gano'n? Okay, bakit gano'n 'no? So, yung iba-iba daw yung tuka, may malaki, may matigas, okay, may mga mahaba, may nipis, okay. So, naisip talaga that time ni Darwin, bakit magkaiba ang mga ibon kung pareho naman silang nasa iisang group or species. Okay. So napansin din niya na another na napansin niya bukod dun sa mga ibon, yung mga pagong. Okay, pare-parehas ng mga pagong pero iba-iba yung shape ng kanilang mga shell. Okay. And then, bakit ganun? Okay, iba-iba yung shape ng shell at haba ng leeg ng mga turtle, ng mga pagong na yun. So, naisip ni Darwin baka nakadepende sa kapaligiran kaya nagkakagano'n sila. And then unti-unti niyang naisip na ang bawat organism ay hindi talaga nananatiling pareho. Okay, through time. Okay, at naisip ni Darwin doon na lahat ng organism nagbabago sa paglipas ng maraming henerasyon. Okay, and then after niya nga maglakbay, to make it short, okay, naggumugol siya ng 20 years sa pag-analyze, pagsusuri ng mga ebidensya, and then pinublish na yung book na On the Origin of Species noong 1859. Doon sa book na yon, in-explain niya yung konsepto ng natural selection kung saan ang natural selection is yung konsepto na ang mga organism ay may mga katangian sila na nakakatulong sa kanila para sila ay mabuhay at magparami sa kanilang lugar na napili. Okay. So, ganun po yung ating kwento ni Charles Darwin. Okay, on the voyage of the HMS Beagle. Okay, so why are Charles Darwin's observation important in developing the theory of evolution? Bakit kaya importante yan? Ano po? So Charles Darwin's observation were important because they gave real evidence from nature showing that organisms are not all the same and that they vary in different environments. These differences help and explain how traits that help survival are passed on over time, leading to the development of the theory of evolution by means of natural selection. Okay, so what is natural selection? So ito na po mga anak. So natural selection is from the word itself, natural process in nature where organisms that have favorable traits or traits that help them survive in their environment are more likely to live longer, reproduce, and pass these traits to their offspring. Okay, so ano pong ibig sabihin ng mga anak? Ang natural selection, okay, is proseso sa ating kapaligiran na hindi tayo aware. Hindi lang tayo aware, ano? Pero nangyayari to. Okay, nangyayari. Na ang ibig sabihin, lahat ng organism na may mga favorable traits, sila lang yung magso-survive. Or yung mga organism na may best traits, sila lang yung may ability na mag-survive or matira. Okay, yung mga organism na hindi or walang favorable traits, okay, mahihina, sila yung mai-eliminate sa kapaligiran. Okay, kumbaga sa competition, may the best man win. Okay, kung sino talaga yung pinaka-the best, siya yung magsasurvive sa kapaligiran or sa paligid. Yung talo or yung mahina, sila yung mawawala. Okay, at ito mga anak yung ating nakikita one of the best example ngayon is yung Philippine Eagle natin mga anak. So kung makikita natin yung Philippine Eagle, okay, meron silang mga disadvantage traits na hindi sila masyadong makasabay sa panahon ngayon. Alam naman natin ang Philippine Eagle, meron silang characteristics na very loyal sa kanilang mga mate. Okay, and then, pag sila'y nangingitlog, napakatagal pa, or kung sila'y mangingitlog, pwedeng isa lang, dalawa, isa lang, at ang tagal pa bago masundan. Okay, yung kanilang pangingitlog. So, yung ganong proseso, nakaka-trigger or nakaka-apekto, okay, kung paano sila magparami. Okay, so hindi naman pwedeng sabihin na mabagal sila mag-reproduce. May mga hunter na nag-hunt sa kanila. May iba ding mga predator na possible makapatay sa kanila. Okay, kasi sa paligid naman or in forest, in nature, laging may competition diyan. So kung mabagal ka magpadami at may mga na i-eliminate sa population mo, paano ka magsusurvive? Okay. So, yun yung disadvantage sa mga Philippine eagles ngayon. Ano po? So, next. This means not all organisms in a population survive equally. Those with helpful traits, such as better camouflage, stronger speed, or resistance to disease, have higher chance of survival. Over time, these helpful traits become more common in the population. For example, magbibigay pa ako ng another example pa na. Sa deer, alam naman natin ng mga deer, di ba, is commonly sila yung mga prey kinakain ng mga predators or mga carnivorous animals. Kasi sila yung mga easy prey. Okay, so sa nature, since may predator at sila yung prey, alin yung may chance na mag-survive? Yung deer na mabilis tumakbo or yung deer na mabagal tumakbo? Siyempre, yung deer na mabilis tumakbo ang magsa-survive, di ba? Okay, sila yung may highest chance of survival. At yung deer na mahina tumakbo, sila yung mai-eliminate sa environment. Sila yung mawawala. Okay, and then yung bilis na pagtakbo na yung nag-survive, mapapasa niya yun sa sunod pa niyang mga offspring or new generation. Another thing. Meron tayong rabbit. Another example, rabbit sila, di ba? Mga rabbit. And alam naman natin ang rabbit ay isa din sa mga prey na kinakain ng mga predators. Okay, let's say nasa isang snowy area. Alam naman natin ang kulay ang snow, no? White. Meron tayong dalawang rabbit. Yung isang rabbit ang color white. Yung isang rabbit ang color is black. Alin sa dalawa yung may chance of survival? Yung white rabbit. Kasi yung white rabbit, kaya niyang mag-blend in. Okay, mag-blend in, mahihirapan ang predator na siya makita kasi kakulay niya ang paligid. Pero yung black, very takaw attention. Siya yung i-eliminate. Okay, sa paligid. Okay, kasi based on the color naman. So, ganun sa paligid mga anak. Kung sino yung may best characteristics, suited characteristics in the environment, sila yung may chance of survive. Okay, next. For example, a rabbit with white fur may survive better in snowy areas because it blends in with its environment. A giraffe with a long neck can reach food that others cannot, giving it an advantage in survival. Okay. So why do organisms with favorable traits have a better chance of surviving in their environment? Bakit nga ba? So organisms with favorable traits have better chance of surviving in their environment because these traits help them met their basic needs, such as finding food, avoiding predators, and adapting to the environmental conditions. As a result, they are more likely to survive longer and reproduce, passing these helpful traits to their offspring over time. Okay, next. Ayan, so who will survive? Tignan natin. Meron tayong environment situation and then meron din tayong dalawang organism. In a snowy environment, who will survive? White rabbit or brown rabbit? Siyempre, ang may chance of survival yung white rabbit kasi yung white fur, it helps to blend into the snow and avoid predators. Dry desert with little water, konti lang naman talaga tubig minsan sa desert, ano? Cactus with thick stem, or yung normal plant with thin leaves. Siyempre, ang magsasurvive diyan is yung cactus with thick stem kasi it stores water better and survives in dry condition. Area with many predators, fast deer or snow deer. Siyempre, yung mabilis. Okay, siyempre, it can easily escape predators. Cold Arctic region, ano yung magsasurvive? Yung polar bear with thick fur, makapal, or yung polar bear na with thin fur? Siyempre, yung may thick fur. Kasi yung thick fur keeps the bear warm in freezing temperatures. Another, forest with tall trees. Giraffe with long neck or giraffe with short neck? Siyempre, yung giraffe with long neck. Kasi it can reach food high in the trees more easily. Okay, so why are organisms that are better adapted more likely to survive? Bakit mas malaki yung chance na mag-survive ng mga organism na may best characteristics? Because organisms that are better adapted are more likely to survive and reproduce because their traits help them obtain food, avoid danger, and live successfully in their environment. So these advantages increase their chances of surviving long enough to reproduce and pass their helpful traits to the next generation. So meron tayong mga conditions sa natural selection. The first one is organism show variation. Okay, lahat naman ng organism nagpapakita ng variation or pagkakaiba-iba, diversity. So individuals in a population have different traits or characteristics. Tama naman. Some traits are inherited. So certain traits can be passed from parents to offspring through genes. More offspring are produced than can survive. Organisms produce many young, but not all can survive because of limited resources. Adaptation. Okay, an adaptation is a trait of or characteristics of an organism that improves its chances of survival and reproduction in a particular environment. So ito yung apat na condition sa natural selection. Unahin natin yung variation. Organisms show variation. So variation, pag sinabi natin variation, it refers to the differences among individuals. Pagkakaiba-iba, no? Of the same species. Same species, ha? Even organisms that belong to the same group are not exactly alike. Some may differ in color, size, shapes, speed, or other characteristics. Okay, for example, rabbits may have different fur colors. Birds may have different beak. Okay, and some animals may run faster than others. These differences are called variations. Okay, so variation is important or yung pagkakaiba-iba ng mga characteristics. It helps populations survive in the environment. Okay, some traits may give certain organisms an advantage, helping them survive better than others. Organisms with helpful traits are more likely to live longer and reproduce. So without variation, population may have difficulty adapting to changes in their environment. Alam niyo mga anak na pangit din, halimbawa, okay, sa mga deer, okay, hindi pwedeng pare-parehas lang yung traits nila. Okay, kahit pare-parehas silang deer, meron din diyang may pagkakaiba-iba din sila ng traits diyan. Like for example, may mga mabilis tumakbo, may mabagal. Okay, ganun po. Hindi pwedeng pare-parehas ang trait. Kasi pag pare-parehas yung trait nila, okay, pag nagkaroon ng changes sa environment, possible baka ma-eliminate sila lahat. Kasi walang naiiba. Okay, pero kung halimbawa may naiiba, may chance of surviving or survival rather. Ano po? Okay, so why is variation important for the survival of a population? Okay, bakit kailangan yung variation? Kaimportante. Okay, for example, okay, yung rabbit, imagine na lang natin sa isang snowy area. lahat ng rabbit puro itim, eh di takaw atensyon. Okay, so yung mga itim na yan, yung mga ang color ng fur is itim, baka sila'y maubos ng predator kasi very, ano sila, visible. Pero because may variation sa color, may mga rabbits na nagsusurvive. Okay, so next, variation is important for the survival of population because different traits give some organisms a better chance of surviving environmental changes, diseases, or predators. These organisms are more likely to survive and reproduce, helping the population continue over time. So, we are done on variation. So, tandaan natin, mahalaga ang variations. Okay, for an organisms to survive. Okay, so one condition yon sa natural selection, variation. Okay, tandaan natin ang natural selection, ito ay isang proseso sa kalikasan kung saan ang natitira lamang ay yung mga the best. The best. Mai-eliminate ka kung ikaw ay weak. Okay. So, ang next condition, passing traits for survival. Alam niyo ba, mga anak, na ang mga best traits, okay, ay naipapasa natin sa mga offspring. At pag naipasa natin itong mga best traits na to sa mga offspring natin, meron silang better chance of survival. So inheritance means that traits are passed from parents to offspring through genes. These traits can include physical features such as fur color, height, beak shape, or body size. For example, balik tayo sa rabbit. Okay, yung genes na white color sa mga snowy area. Okay, so pwede nilang maipasa yun sa kanilang offspring. At yung mga offspring nila, kung ma-inherit nila yung ganong characteristics, let's say white fur, may chance of survival sila. Okay, or mataas yung chance na sila ay mag-survive. Okay, pero pag hindi mo na mana or iba yung traits na mana mo, okay, possible ikaw yung ma-eliminate sa group. Not all traits are learned. Some are inherited. Hindi lahat ng traits natututunan, yung iba na mamana lang. Meaning they are naturally passed down from parents. For example, a baby giraffe may inherit a long neck from its parents, or a rabbit may inherit fur color that helps it blend into its environment. In natural selection, helpful inherited traits are more likely to be passed on because organisms that have them survive better and reproduce more successfully. Over time, these traits become more common in a population. Okay, so why are inherited traits important in natural selection? Bakit? Bakit kaya importante? Okay, so inherited traits are important in natural selection because they are passed from parents to the offspring and can give organism an advantage to survival. So yung mga best traits, okay, yun yung mga may inherit ng mga new offspring. And over time, over a longer period of time, yung mga pangit na traits, mai-eliminate na or hindi na mamana ng mga organism. Unti-unti. Kasi nga, sabi natin, evolution is a gradual process. Like for example, into rabbit, may black at may white. Kung laging nai-eliminate yung black sa paligid, possible sila ay mawala sa ecosystem or mawala talaga sila totally. Kasi through generation, ang mapuproduce ng puro white for rabbits. Okay, next. More offspring are produced than can survive. So in every ecosystem, okay, hindi lahat ng mga pinapanganak na organism is nagsusurvive, ano? In every ecosystem, resources such as food, water, shelter, and mates are limited. This means not all organisms can get everything they need to survive. For example, mga deer, okay, or mga usa, okay, hindi lahat nagsusurvive sa environment. Okay, not because ang daming predator. But, meron pa tayong factors, yung resources. Let's say, yung pagkain. Okay, hindi lahat ng deer possible makakuha ng enough resources pag sobrang dami nila. Okay, sa paligid. Possible yung mga hindi makakakuha ng or makakakuha ng enough resources, sila yung ma-eliminate sa paligid. So, because of this, organisms must compete. Nakikipagkompetensya. Okay, for example, in every organism naman may competition eh. Lion. Okay, kung limited lang yung kailang prey, konti lang ang mga deer, okay, at maraming lion, possible mag-compete yan. Yung mga matatalo na lion, sila yung mai-eliminate sa paligid. Okay, so tandaan natin, may competition. Ano? They compete with each other to get access to these resources. Even naman sa mga tao, lagi may competition para lang makasurvive. For example, animals may compete for food, birds may compete for nesting sites, and plants may compete for sunlight and space. In natural selection, organisms that are better at competing, ayan, in natural selection, yung mga organism na magaling sa competition at laging nananalo. Okay, these helpful traits are more likely to survive. Those that cannot compete successfully may not survive or reproduce. Kawawa naman, ano? So why does competition affect which organisms survive in an environment? So competition affects which organisms survive in an environment because resources such as food, water, shelter, and mates are limited. Hindi naman unlimited yung mga resources, even food. Kaya possible, magkaroon talaga ng competition. Even sa plants, diga, may competition dyan. Sa nutrients, sa soil, sa sunlight. Okay, let's say, may mga trees, may maraming puno. Okay, pag ikaw ay matangkad, or matall trees, meron kang access sa sunlight, madami kang access. Pag ikaw ay nasa baba, nasa ilalim, nasa shades, possible ikaw ay maging bansot. Okay, kasi hindi ka nakakakuha ng enough sunlight. Which is commonly, na-observe namin ito pag sa mga bukid, pag kami ay nagtatanim ng mga gulay. Commonly. Okay. So, lastly, adaptation, the last condition. So, an adaptation is a special trait or feature that helps an organism survive in its environment. Lahat naman ng organism pwedeng mag-adapt depending on the requirement or required factor sa environment or conditions. These traits can be physical features like fur, claws, or body shape, or they can be behaviors that help organisms find food, avoid predators, or survive harsh conditions. For example, camouflage animals can blend into their surroundings to avoid predators. One of the example of adaptation. Animals with thick fur can survive in cold environments, while predators with sharp claws are better at catching prey. Adaptations are important because they increase an organism's chance of survival and reproduction over time. The organisms with helpful adaptations are more likely to pass these traits to their offspring. Okay, next. Ang best na binigay kong example dito yung tawilis. Okay, yung tawilis kasi nag-adapt dun sa new environment. And since may mga nag-survive na mga tawilis sa freshwater, yung kanilang ability na yun, napasa na nila sa kanilang mga susunod na offspring until such time, dumami na sila ng dumami. Okay. So why are adaptations important for the survival of organisms? Adaptations are important for the survival of organisms because they help them survive in their specific environment by allowing them to find food, avoid predators, and cope with environmental conditions. Organisms with helpful adaptations are more likely to survive and reproduce, passing these traits to the next generation. Okay, so one of the best example here mga anak is yung ating Galapagos finches. So yung Galapagos finches natin ay tinatawag ding Darwin's finches. Ano? Develop different big shapes because of natural selection. On the Galapagos Island, different islands had different food sources such as seeds, insects, and fruits. Okay, kumbaga, doon daw sa Galapagos Island, iba-iba naman yung area. Okay, possible doon sa area is madaming insekto, sa isang area ay maraming putas, sa isang area naman ay maraming buto. Okay, mga ganun. Sa isang area naman ay maraming, let's say, bulaklak, ganun. So, finches that had big shapes best suited for the available food were more likely to survive and reproduce. Over many generations, these helpful big traits were passed on their offspring. As a result, the finches evolved into different species, each with big shapes adapted to a specific type of food. This is a clear example of how organisms change over time to better survive in an environment. So, ito yung mga anak, mga Galapagos finches. Okay, so ito yung large ground finch. Okay, tingnan natin yung beak. Actually, itong lahat ng mga yan, dati daw yan, pare-parehas ang shape talaga ng mga beak niyan. But because of the different resources na available sa paligid, nagbago yung kanilang beak shape. Okay, for example, ito'y sa large ground finch, madaming seeds na available sa area. So, hindi naman pwedeng mahaba talaga yung beak niya. Kailangan medyo hard yung beak niya para makakrush siya ng seeds. Ito naman for medium ground finch, small ground finch, tingnan natin yung shape. And then cactus finch, cactus feeding, medyo mahaba. Okay. Vegetarian finch. Okay, tinan mo yung kalambik. Okay, buds and fruit. Large tree finch, insect excavation. And then warbler finch fins, insect probing. Okay, so tingnan natin yung kailang mga big shape. So, iba-iba, nagbago daw yan mga anak depending on their environment or food resources. Pero yung changes na yan, hindi yan nangyari in a very short period of time. Nangyari yan in a long period of time. Mahaba yung proseso. Kasi originally, yung kailang ancestor, similar. But because of the environment, okay, yung environment, yung nagpa-trigger sa kanila para sila ay magbago. Kasi pag hindi sila nagbago, they will not survive or hindi sila makaka-adapt. Possible, ma-eliminate sila sa paligid. Okay. So another example, peppered moths. Ito yung best example ng adaptation. The change in color of pepper moths during the Industrial Revolution is an example of natural selection known as industrial melanism. So, the species peppered moth originally had most light-colored. Ito mga anak, papakita ko muna. Ito, yung original color ng pepper moth, may light-colored. Ayan, mga puti. At meron ding mga black peppered moth. Okay. So originally light-colored individuals sila which blended well with tree bark. Okay, covered in lichens. Kasi yung tree bark nila, okay, is naka-covered ng lichens na parang nagiging kakulay nila yung puno. Okay, kaya itong mga light-colored moth nag-a-adapt. And mostly ang nakakain is itong mga black. Kasi pag itong black dumapo dito sa bark ng may mga lichen, magiging spots, madali silang ma-spot ng mga ibon, makita, okay, magiging prey, agad-agad sila makakain agad, ano. So, individuals which blended well in the tree bark covered with lichens. However, nung time na yon during the Industrial Revolution, madaming mga factories yung naglalabas ng large amounts of soot that darkened tree trunks and killed lichens. So, during the time, Industrial Revolution, pag-unlad, ang daming nilalabas na na nagpa-trigger, na soot rather, na nagpa-trigger para maging itim. Okay? Di ba, puro mga usok na talaga ng Industrial Revolution na ang naging dahilan namatay yung mga lichens at anong nangyari sa color ng bark? Naging itim. Okay. Ngayon, nung naging itim na yung ating mga bark or yung ating trunks ng mga puno, okay, at namatay yung mga lichens, nagbago yung environment. So in this environment, yung mga light-colored moths na yung naging easier prey sa mga predators. Kasi, let's say itong light-colored moths, dumapo siya sa black na trunk. Magiging kakulay pa ba niya yung black? Hindi. Madali siyang makikita kasi puti siya. So, okay, ang nangyari, okay, in this new environment, light-colored moths become easier predators like birds to see. So, they were eaten more often. Lagi silang nakakain na noon. Ngayon, yung dating laging nakakain ng mga dark-colored moths, okay, had better camouflage na ulit ngayon. Nakaka-camouflage na sila sa mga itim na trunk ng puno. Kaya, mas dumami ulit sila. Ngayon, ang nangyari, yung dating madaming mga white moths or yung mga light-colored moths, kumunti kasi sila na yung naging target. Because they survive longer and reproduce more, yung mga dark-colored trait become more common over time. This shift in population color is a clear example of how environmental change can drive evolution. Okay, imagine mo mga anak yon, 'di ba? Okay, yung trait na dating parang magiging reason para ma-wipe out yung mga moth. Okay, yun na ulit yung naging trait na magandang trait para sila ay ma-preserve or may mag-survive. Okay, yung pagbabago sa environment mga anak, nakaka-trigger yan ng evolution. Okay, kung sino yung mga best na mag-adapt, sila yung dadami. Yung hindi kayang mag-adapt, sila yung ma-eliminate sa group. Okay. Another, bacteria survive antibiotics. So some bacteria survive antibiotics and multiply because of the process called natural selection. In a population of bacteria, there may be a few individuals that are naturally resistant to antibiotics due to genetic variation. When antibiotics are used, most of the non-resistant bacteria are killed. However, the resistant ones survive. This surviving bacteria, magre-reproduce yan, at mapapasa niya yung kanyang trait na antibiotic resistant sa ibang bacteria. Over time, the population become mostly antibiotic resistant. So, pag naging antibiotic resistant yan, iisip na naman ng mga doktor kung anong antibiotics yung gagamitin nila para mapatay ang mga yan. This is why infection can become harder to treat if antibiotics are overused or not taken properly. Ito yon. For example, hindi naman lahat namamatay. Most bacteria die, a few resistant strains survive. Yung mga surviving bacteria possess resistance mechanism. Resistant bacteria reproduce and entire resistant populations develop. Okay, yung nakwento ko nga sa inyo, possible kung may mga antibiotic resistance, ang gawin ng doktor, taasan ulit yung dosage. Okay, or mag-isip ng other gamot like other antibiotics na hindi pa kilala ng bacteria. Kasi pag ang gagamitin mo pang antibiotics ay yung dati, eh hindi na nga tatalab kasi naging antibiotic resistant na yung mga bacteria. Ano? So, ito yung example din ng evolution in microorganism. So, how do these examples show natural selection happening over time? This example show natural selection happening over time because organisms with helpful traits are more likely to survive, reproduce, and pass those traits to the next generation, while organisms without those traits are less likely to survive over many generations. These beneficial traits become more common in the population, leading to the gradual changes in the species. Okay, ulit po. Ano nga po yung ating mga conditions? We have variation exists, environmental pressure, some organisms survive better, survivors reproduce, favorable traits increase over generations. Okay. So, process to evidence of evolution. Natural selection is a process where organisms with helpful traits are more likely to survive and reproduce over many generations. This process explains how populations slowly change over time. But scientists do not only describe evolution, they also support it with evidence. They use different sources such as fossils, comparative anatomy, DNA similarities, books, and scientific research to study how organisms are related and how they have changed through time. For example, fossils show us organisms that no longer exist, while DNA evidence helps us see how closely related different species are. These pieces of evidence all support the idea that evolution really happens. Okay, so what is the difference between natural selection and adaptation? So, yung natural selection natin, process where organism with favorable traits survive and reproduce more successfully over time. Yung adaptation naman, yun yung result ng process, an inherited trait that helps organism to survive in its environment. Okay. Why is evidence? Okay, or fossils like like fossils and DNA anatomy important in studying evolution. So evidence is important because it provides scientific proof that evolution has occurred. Fossils shows changes over time. DNA shows a relationship between species, and comparative anatomy shows similarities that suggest common ancestry. So how does natural selection help explain the diversity of life on Earth? Natural selection explains diversity because organisms adapt to the different environments over time. As favorable traits become more common in different populations, new variations and species develop, leading to the wide variety of life on Earth. Okay, so what is evolution? Sudden change in one organism, gradual change, organism over many generations, change in weather, growth of an organism. Of course, it's letter B. Who proposed the theory of natural selection? Of course, it's Charles Darwin. What is natural selection? Siyempre, it's letter B, survival of organism with favorable traits. What is variation? Letter B, differences among individuals in a population. What is an adaptation? A learned behavior, a trait that improves survival, a disease, a type of fossil. It's letter B as well, a trait that improves survival, which is an example of competition. Animals sleeping, birds eating seeds together peacefully, two lions fighting for food, plants growing in sunlight. Of course, it's letter C, two lions fighting for food. What does survival of the fittest mean? Strongest animals always win. Best adaptive organisms survive and reproduce. Fastest animals survive. Biggest animals survive. It's letter B, ano? So, ang ibig sabihin natin ng survival of the fittest, yun yung mga organism na best adapted. Sila yung mga best adapted, sila yung magso-survive at may chance na makapagparami. Dun sa white peppermint and yung sa black, after Industrial Revolution, okay, ang best adapted is yung black. Kaya sila yung may chance na mag-survive at magparami. At alin ang mai-eliminate? Yung white. Ano po? So, which is an example of inherited trait? Learning to ride a bike, hair color passed from parents, reading skills, playing sports. Versus letter B, ano? Hair color. What does or what do fossils show? Future evolution, organism changing over time, weather patterns, animal behavior today. Of course, it's letter B, ano? Organisms changing over time. Why is DNA evidence important? It shows animal speed. It shows how animals eat. It shows relationships among organisms. It shows climate changes on. Siyempre, it's letter C, ano? Ayan. So hopefully you learned something about natural selection. Tandaan, ang idea lang ng natural selection is yung proseso lamang na ang bawat organism na may favorable traits, sila lang yung may chance na mag-survive at mag-reproduce sa environment. Pag ikaw ay mahina at wala kang favorable traits na makapag-adapt, ikaw ang mai-eliminate. Kaya kailangan natin lagi ang change.